In this presentation, we are going to learn about the term called phasor diagram. First, you have to understand what is a phasor diagram. Later, I will teach you how to draw the phasor diagram. In the case of phasor diagram, in which it shows the various phases. In phasor diagram, you could see various phases. Already I have taught about what are phases. Phases are nothing but rotating vector. That rotating vector that represents the either instantaneous current or instantaneous voltage of the AC. So, the diagram which shows the various phases and their phase relations is called phasor diagram. That is a definition of phasor diagram. Now, I am going to represent the both instantaneous voltage, alternating voltage V, as well as instantaneous current I, both can be represented in the same diagram. Such diagram is called, what is this, phasor diagram. I am going to represent both the two. Are you clear? That is alternating voltage, alternating voltage, alternating voltage of AC. Okay, alternating voltage V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So, this is the equation that one represents the alternating voltage. This alternating voltage that can be represented as phasor. This is the first phasor I am going to draw. Are you clear? How to draw the phasor for alternating voltage? For that, I need a scale. With the help of scale, a graphical representation to be drawn. First, I will draw the y axis. Are you clear? After that, I have to draw the x axis. Are you clear? Are you clear? So, you have to draw the x axis and y axis. That is very important. This is the method of drawing the phasor diagram. Here, this alternating voltage that can be represented by a phasor. No, to represent the phasor of alternating voltage, I am using this red color sketch pen. Are you clear? So, here to represent the V is equal to Vm sin omega t, we have to draw the line segment. To represent the phasor vector, we have to use this line segment. For that, the length of the line segment must be Vm. That is very, very important. Are you clear? Vm should be length of the, which one? That line segment, that one represents the phasor for V. Therefore, I am going to draw a red color phasor. Are you clear? This is the phasor, that one represents V. Are you clear? To represent this V, which one must be taken? The peak value. The peak value of this V must be taken as the length of the line segment. Very, very important. Are you clear? Vm is nothing but length of the phasor, length of the line segment. Are you clear? Very important one. That line segment length must be equal to which one? The Vm, peak value. So, let us take here you can take 6 centimeter. 6 centimeter is the length of the phasor V. Are you clear? So, this is the value called V. Are you clear? This one represents the V. Are you clear? This one, that one represents V. Can you understand? And this length must be equal to Vm. That is very important. The length of the line segment must be equal to Vm. This phasor that represents the, which one? Alternating voltage. And we have to name it as OA. That phasor is named as OA. So, like that we have to take. Here, after writing this OA, okay, you should understand that this OA, that one represents V, the length of the OA must be equal to Vm. That is very important. Are you clear? Here, the thing is, in between the x-axis, in between the x-axis and OA, there must be an angle. Are you clear? There must be an angle. that angle, that one gives you the phase. This is called as phase, omega t. That omega t, that one gives the phase of the applied voltage. The angle between the phasor, that is instantaneous voltage, and the x-axis is omega t, that is the phase of whom? Phase of the instantaneous voltage, instantaneous value of this voltage. So, angle between the OA and omega t, that one gives you the phase of the instantaneous voltage. That is very important. This OA, that is able to rotate, this OA, that one is able to rotate because it is a rotating vector. That rotating vector, that one rotates about the origin. Therefore, omega is called angular velocity. Omega, what is omega? Omega is the angular velocity of the OA, rotating vector, that is phasor. That one moves in which direction? Anti-clockwise direction. Are you clear? That one moves in the anti-clockwise direction. Now we are going to draw the projection. What is projection? From A, I am going to draw the projection towards y-axis. I have drawn the projection. Are you clear? Here in this projection you will be getting the V value. This length, that one gives you the value of V. So what is the value of V? V is equivalent to, already I have written, V is equivalent to Vm sin omega t, that is the value of this portion. Are you clear? Therefore, this length that gives you Vm sin omega t, this is called projection. Understood? So, I have drawn the phasor for V. Are you clear? In phasor diagram, we can draw one more phasor also. Now, I am going to draw the phasor for instantaneous current. That is, alternating current is there, no? That alternating current is otherwise called as instantaneous current. Here, I am going to write the equation for instantaneous current. That equation can be written as I is equal to Im sin, in bracket I am going to write omega t plus pi. Look at the equation. This is the equation for instantaneous. What is this? Instantaneous current. Okay. But here one value is there. This equation is added with 1 pi. The phase difference between the instantaneous current and instantaneous voltage is pi. Since it is plus pi, it shows that current is leading the instantaneous voltage. Regular instantaneous current is I is equal to Im sin omega t, plus pi is given, no. It shows that since plus pi is there, the phase difference between I and V is pi. Who leads? Since it is plus pi, it shows that the current I leads, the current I leads V by what angle? Pi. That is called phase difference. That pi is called as, what is this? Phase difference. This phase difference must be represented in the phasor diagram. This phase difference must be shown in the phasor diagram. Already I have drawn the phasor for which one? Already I have drawn the phasor for V. Are you clear? Now I am going to draw the phasor for which one? That another one called current. One phasor is drawn for V. Now I am going to draw another phasor for current. Are you clear? To draw the phasor for current, I am going to use the green color sketch pen, because the same color what is shown in the picture in the textbook, same color can be used. Now I am going to use the green color sketch pen. Why green? The same color is used. Are you clear? Since the current is leading the V by pi, clear, what should be done? The current phasor should not be drawn here. The current phase must be drawn little bit ahead. Are you clear? So look at the peak value. The peak value of the current is Im. Are you clear? This Im must be taken as the length of the current segment. Are you clear? Im must be the length of the phasor. Length of the phasor, length of the line segment must be taken as length of the line segment for current phasor is Im, that is a peak value. peak value must be taken, very important one. So whenever you draw the phasor, the peak value must be taken as the length of the line segment. Now I am going to take the length. In this case 6 centimeter was taken. Now I am taking 4 centimeter. Since current is leading, what we have to do? The current phasor must be drawn little bit ahead. Are you clear? So this is the phasor drawn for whom? The current. Are you clear? This is the phasor drawn for whom? Current I. Are you clear? This one, this phasor representing the instantaneous current. This phasor is representing instantaneous voltage. This phasor representing the instantaneous current. What should be the length of this portion? The length of the portion must be Im, very important. Length of this portion is Vm. So I have drawn the phasor for current. Are you clear? Now, what is the phase difference between V and I? The phase difference between V and I is how much? Pi. That pi angle must be drawn here. This is the pi. Are you clear? There the phase difference between I and V is existing. Here I leads the voltage by at what angle? Pi angle. I leads the V by pi angle. So I is leading, V is lagging behind. Are you clear? This is called phase difference called pi. Understand this. Now what we have to do? Now we have to draw the projection. Now we have to draw the projection towards which axis? Towards the y axis we have to draw the projection. After drawing the projection, you will get certain length. No, that length, that one gives you this length, that one gives you the value of I. So what is the value of I? Value of I, this portion is called I. I is equivalent to here, the same length is obtained here. So I will be equal to Im sin omega t plus phi must be written. Are you clear? So this is the value of I. I is equivalent to this much. The same equation must be written here. This projection that gives you the value of V. So everything is drawn here. So here two phases are drawn. One phasor is drawn for instantaneous voltage, another phasor is drawn for current. Both the two phasors are drawn in the same diagram. No, that's why this is called as phasor diagram. Can you understand my point? Are you clear? So by using this diagram, we are able to find out the phase difference and other things. Are you clear? Now, nearby I have to draw the waveform. Are you clear? Nearby I have to draw the waveform also. That waveform, that one shows how the nature of the current and voltage both can be understood by drawing the waveform. Are you clear? That one helps you in understanding the nature of the current and voltage. Here, first I am going to draw the instantaneous voltage. For that I am going to draw the waveform. Are you clear? Now, look at that. Again I am going to use the red sketch pen. Are you clear? By using the red sketch pen, I am going to draw the waveform for sinusoidal voltage, alternating voltage. V is equal to Vm sin omega t, no? So straight away we can draw the structure of the sinusoidal wave. Are you clear? Now draw the sinusoidal wave like this and bring it down. Again that is to be brought down. Okay, we know very well that sinusoidally it is varying. Are you clear? So here you have to write 0, here you have to write 2 pi. The graph is drawn between omega t and V. Are you clear? This one represents the instantaneous voltage. This one represents the instantaneous voltage. So drawn. This one represents the alternating voltage. It is drawn. After that, what you have to do? We have to draw the projection. Now you extend this line from this, and that one will cut the graph here. At a particular point, the line, that one will cut the graph of V. There, that line must be extended towards x-axis. This one gives you the instantaneous voltage. When it is brought down, that one will cut here, that one will give you the instantaneous voltage. Like this, clear, we can draw the one more graph for whom? Instantaneous current. Are you clear? Instantaneous current is leading. Therefore, again it should not be started from, here the current is leading. Therefore, while drawing the graph for current, it should not be started from the origin. It should be started like this. Is it clear? From a y-axis. Look at the graph. The graph to be drawn like this. Okay. It has to be drawn like this. So this is the method of drawing the graph for current. This one shows the instantaneous current. Because current is leading, voltage is lagging behind. Are you clear? So again the projection to be drawn right from here. Are you clear? Draw the projection from this line. Are you clear? If you draw the projection right from this line, you will get the instantaneous current. Are you clear? Instantaneous current. Could you understand? From the same point, clear, from the same point we are able to get the, in this particular instant, is it clear, we are able to get the instantaneous current as well as instantaneous voltage. Here this is a common line, that one tell you what is the value of instantaneous current and what is the value of instantaneous voltage. Are you clear? So two lines are drawn from here, both are cutting at the same point. From these 2 points, what we have to do? That is to be extended. Are you clear? And you will be getting the instantaneous current and instantaneous voltage at this particular instant. How to get the phase difference? This graph to be extended little bit by dotted line. So this one is leading now. Here you are able to get the phase difference. This is the phase difference between I and V. Are you clear? In between I and V, this one will be the phase difference. I already it has started its journey. V is lagging behind. The angle between I and V that can be calculated by drawing this extra line. Here only that phase difference can be obtained. So this is the method of drawing the phasor diagram. Actually, this is the phasor diagram. This part is the extension of the phasor diagram. Actually, this is the phasor diagram. In phasor diagram, both the two phases are there. One phasor is drawn for voltage, alternating voltage, and that another phasor is drawn for current. Are you clear? Two phases are there. The phase difference between two phases can be found by drawing the phasor diagram. This phasor diagram is very much helpful for further discussions in the lesson. Very important one. Understood?